Alright everyone, so Fairy Tail final season episode 29, it what was basically not Natsu and the rest of the guild can 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 continuing their fight to basically reach Master Mavis and Zara back at the guild hall. And I have to tell you guys something. It's just an all-out action-packed fight fest. Okay, pretty much from top to bottom. And what's really interesting about episode 29 this week is it um it it starts out with Lucy basically giving a narration explaining everything, and I mean everything that's happened to Fairy Tail so far, up until this very episode. And again, when I say everything, I mean everything that's happened from episode 1 of season 3 all the way up until episode 29. And basically after that, Guild Arts and the revived god Cyrna basically go at it, and now that Guild Arts is here, everybody says now we got some serious backup. And Kana says to her dad, "Hey old man, where were you all this time?" And then Guild Arts basically tries to have a sort of the first daddy-daughter moment that he's ever had with Kana before, and then Kana says to him, "Dad, A, this is gross, and B, pay attention to the bad guy." And then Guild Arts says, "Oh boy, you are a pretty strong wizard, but it's like you're not alive." Which I guess that means the current god Cyrna that we've seen in last week's episode and the episode today has returned courtesy of the Historia magic, which is again almost kind of like Orochimaru's reanimation jutsu, although instead of using a dead body to bring the person back to life, it is literally just the memory of God Cyrna, but before he gained all of his massive power. And Guild Arts even says, "Boy, it's a shame, because I would have loved to fight you when you were alive and at your full power." And then Guild Arts is able to make easy work of the revived god Cyrna, and then the Sun Wizard guy, whose name I still cannot pronounce, Edgy or something like that. He basically creates a massive sandstorm, and then Elfman basically uses his takeover magic to sort of make himself to where the sand doesn't affect him, but but then the Sand Wizard basically creates this rip off once again of almost like Gaara's sand coffin, although instead of it obviously being sand coffin, it's actually more like a sand sinkhole, which Lwaxana has to bail him out of. And Romeo in this episode is this episode basically shows how inexperienced Romeo is at an actual battle, because he even says just the intensity of a battle like this literally paralyzes him with fear. And then Wendy says, it's okay to be scared, Romeo. We just have to stay strong together, that's all. And then now that Gildart had basically help the others basically blow through a good chunk of the Algarez army, not to basically lead the charge and just says forward, and then everybody continues to the Guildhall, and we actually see a quick moment of Lady Eileen still trying to remove Fairy Heart from Mavis, and then she basically tells Zeref to leave because he's letting his personal connection to Mavis sort of get in the way of their ultimate goal to basically kill Atnalogia, the Dragon King, or rather, Zeref's emotions are getting in the way of his goal of becoming the Dragon King. And then Zeref says, "You're right, I guess I have to leave now." And then Zeref's main advisor, Invel, I hope I said his name right, basically tells Lady Eileen that Lady Urza has been spotted, which, in my opinion, guys, confirms my theory that Lady Irene is actually Urza's mom, and then she basically tells Invel to basically kill her, and then Invel says he doesn't want to, and then Lady Eileen's like, kill her yourself then, or fight her yourself then. And then Invel basically does just that. He goes onto the battlefield for the first time himself, and basically uses his water magic to basically freeze everything. Although not like Gray's ice making magic, this type of freezing ability actually freezes everything in sight, including people. So everybody is basically turned into ice statues, and even Gray's ice making magic is proving to be ineffective against Invel. So Gray decides to tap into his new power that he was able to unlock during his time with Avatar, which is his new devil power. And the episode ends with Gray basically dealing with Invel and basically swearing that he's gonna take down END.